Now we can go ahead and make our own Matisse-inspired cutout collage. You will need a piece of paper for your background. I'm using a thin, long rectangle, but any size or shape will do, and color also. You can choose any color for your background. I also have 4 smaller pieces of colored construction paper. You could use patterned paper or painted paper if you'd like. I have a pencil, I have glue, and I have my scissors. So the first thing I want to do is take a larger cutout shape out of each of the 4 colors. I could do 4 rectangles, or I could do rectangles and squares, or maybe even put a triangle in there. So I think I'll start by cutting out, just not even using my scissors on this part, just cutting. I mean, not using my pencil, I'm sorry, just cutting instead of drawing. Some geometric shapes. So I could have this yellow square. I could do this blue rectangle. I have a peach rectangle. And a purple rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and glue those down where I like them before I move on to drawing and cutting my next shapes. I'm going to try my best to remember where I put them, but if I don't glue them exactly in the same spots, that's okay. Just putting a little bit of glue on the back, enough for it to hold, and getting close to those edges without, hopefully, it squeezing out when I push it down. Got a little bit on my black paper, that's okay. Okay, now that I have those geometric shapes glued down, I can move on to cutting out some organic shapes. I can just cut them first without drawing them, or if I feel like I would like to draw the shape, I can do that also. So perhaps my first shape will be something kind of flowy. Something similar to that, okay? So I can just start cutting out these shapes. I will hold on to all my scraps because I can use that in the end too. I have cut out two organic shapes out of each of the colors and place them on. I have not glued them yet. I'm just placing them on and seeing what arrangement I like. I also have a bunch of small little scraps that can be placed in to continue to add to my collage. So maybe these are going to go on the background, but also can go onto the colored shapes as well. So now, once I like all of my placements of my pieces, I can start to glue it together. Here is my finished glued collage. As you can see, I started with the background geometric shapes, squares and rectangles. Then I did about two larger organic shapes of each color. Here's my peach shapes, my blue, my yellow, I did a few yellow, my purple, and then I cut out smaller pieces and glued them around and also on top of the shapes that are there. I thought about rhythm and pattern, so I didn't want to just put all of my peaches on one side. I spread them apart and thought about how my eye flowed around the page to see all the different peach shapes, or float around the page to see all the different blue shapes. So I really thought about my placement of my shapes when I made my collage.